I've seen the letter that goes in the other direction from Einstein to Freundlich, and it's all filled with this excitement. You astronomers can do great help to me by finding proof of the relativity theory. And that's Einstein, the human being, who is trying to get somebody to do things for him because he needs him.
He finds out from Freundlich that he's getting married to his girlfriend, Katja. And they're going to honeymoon in the Alps. So Einstein says, come to Zurich and let's meet.
Freundlich is on his honeymoon with his bride, and he goes to meet Einstein.
He's looking for him out the window, and there he is. There's Einstein. He can recognize him because he's wearing this straw hat, and he's standing out like a sore thumb. And this is the famous Einstein that he's corresponding with this prediction and this great opportunity. And he's going to get to meet him. So he gets off the train and he shakes his hand and they're all animated. And before they can talk, they whisk the couple off the train and they go to Frauenfeld nearby. It's a suburb.
To their surprise, the newlyweds are spending their honeymoon in an auditorium, listening to Einstein speak.
And in the middle of the lecture, Einstein says, we need this eclipse test, and the man who's going to decide is sitting in the audience. His name's Erwin Freundlich, and there he is, and everyone looks, and Freundlich has to stand up and be recognized. And so Freundlich was thrilled, this recognition at this great meeting. On the way back to Zurich, Einstein engages Freundlich in an intense discussion about gravitation while the new fiancée, Katja, just looks at the scenery.
They start hatching up that plan of going to a total solar eclipse.
The problem with the total solar eclipse, of course, is that it's only visible over a small area of the Earth because the shadow of the moon is actually only a few miles wide.
They get these tables and they realize that the next total solar eclipse will occur in the Crimea, which is in Russian territory, on the 21st of August, 1914.
Freundlich goes to his boss, says, look, let's go to Russia. I'm collaborating with Einstein. Will you put the money up? And he says, no way. He just refuses. Einstein is absolutely furious.
Reaching beyond the European scientific establishment, Freundlich writes to the director of the Lick Observatory near San Jose, California, a rugged outpost of American astronomy.
It was a community living on the mountain. They all had their families, their wives were there, their kids were there. They were depending on each other for survival. For many years, it had the largest refracting telescope in the world.
But most importantly, it has William Wallace Campbell, a pioneer of eclipse photography.
In the 19th century, eclipses used to be attended by astronomers who just did visual observations. I saw this, I saw that. They would draw diagrams, and if people disagreed, it was one guy's word over another. Photography meant you can actually capture what was happening and do precise measurements. Campbell pioneered that technique in the early 20th century. Freundlich writes a personal letter to Campbell. He says, there's going to be an eclipse in 1914. Why don't you come to Russia and let's do this? So there's this wonderful correspondence between Campbell and Freundlich, the senior doyen of California astronomy and this little pipsqueak of an assistant in Berlin who's doing this against the will of his boss.
They will be the first to either confirm or to discredit Einstein's new theory of gravity.
This was an important observation. Campbell had a fever in him. He saw fantastic opportunities for Lick Observatory and for America. And he says, I'm going to get this sucker. This is a tough problem, and I'm going to be the